Hey, it's Whitney back with another Eco Vegan Gal Uncensored video. Quick little update for those of you who watched my last video, which was all about, what did I title that? Well, if you watched it, you would know it was all about dealing with frustrations and sensitivities, and I was speaking specifically about my own sensitivities to noise in my living space. And I'm happy to say that the issue has somewhat resolved itself. The person upstairs is no longer making noise after I spoke to her, and I've gotten used to the gym next door. So it's all good. It's all good, as I knew it would be. And I just, like I mentioned, been practicing patience. What I wanted to talk to you about today was something else I felt really inspired to share. About 30 minutes ago, I decided to go out for a walk. I wanted to get outside before the sun went down and enjoy the warm weather outside. I wanted to give my dog a walk, wanted to get some exercise. And I decided to just kind of adventure out. If you were also watching my last video, I'm living in a new part of town in the Hollywood area of Los Angeles. And I've never lived over here. I've lived in LA for over 7 years. And I never thought that I would want to live in Hollywood. But as I talked about in the last video, it was exciting for me to find a great place in this area and explore a whole new area. And I thought of it as a great opportunity to do some personal growth and get re-inspired and explore and all of that. And I'm really, really glad that I did. In fact, now I'm even beginning to feel like maybe it's not enough time here. So today I walked out of the apartment building and decided to walk up the street. Now, the street I'm living on is really not that pretty. It's kind of city-like. It's kind of Hollywood-like. If you've ever been to Hollywood, it's not entirely the nicest area. It's so funny that people think of it as bright lights. There certainly are, but most of Hollywood is kind of, I don't know, run down, I suppose, and very, congested, a lot of people, very, very city-like in most parts. And that was another reason I was hesitant to live here. But the metaphor that I learned today is you never know what's around the corner. And in my case, it was literally. I walked about 2 blocks up, and suddenly I was in this beautiful, beautiful part of town. Technically, I think that I was in Los Feliz, and it's actually known for having just beautiful homes and really nice. And again, I'd just never been to that specific part of the city before. So I'm walking up the street on the same street that I'm living on right now. It just totally changed within 2 blocks. And beautiful manicured lawns and houses that aren't too big, not too luxurious. They feel like old school Hollywood. And I started to feel just inspired. Like it hit something within me that I haven't really felt in a while, which was reminding why I moved to LA in the first place. When I was younger, I used to just dream a lot about, working in the film industry, and you would see all these images of old Hollywood that were just beautiful. And so it's just so interesting the contrast that I'm in, whereas 2 blocks away, not so pretty. On the other side, it's like just tugging at your heartstrings, feeling like you're in the movies or something like that. And there's jasmine growing with, wafting in the aromatic sense of it, just entangling me as I'm walking, and the air is the perfect temperature, and it's quiet, and I don't know, it just had this great vibe, and I just felt excited. I was glad that I went on the walk, that I was exploring. I felt invigorated and inspired, and I just couldn't wait to come back and do this video and then do some other work because it just inspired me so much. Just wanted to keep going. It took that little bit to remind me why I am here. Although my motives and my goals have changed since I originally moved to Los Angeles, it's still there at the core, and it's still influencing me in a lot of different ways. So the lesson for you here is, you never know what's around the corner. It may be literally in my case, but you just never know what's going to happen next in your life. And sometimes you just need to go out and look for it. In my case, it was really literal today, right? I had no idea what was right up the street. And I just pushed myself to get out of my home and walk up there and just explore. And upon exploring, I really gained some emotional good feelings. And it also was just a great reminder of, in general in life, we never know what's going to happen next. We never know what we're going to stumble upon. But a lot of times we're not going to stumble upon things if we don't go out exploring, if we don't go out looking for it, if we don't go out and take risks and be comfortable in the unknown. Be comfortable in doing something that you've never done before. And actually, I could tie this in. I can't believe I haven't done a video on this yet. I also did trapeze for the first time last week, and it was one of the most exhilarating things I'd ever done. I went up there so confident. Maybe I should just do a whole new video on this, but I'm going to keep talking. Maybe I'll just repeat this. But I went up there so confident. I'm climbing up these steps of the trapeze. It's 23 feet high, and I'm like, I got this. I'm not afraid of heights. Get up there, and I'm like, I may not be afraid of heights, but this is a little intense. Being up on this tiny little platform and looking down and not knowing what I was doing and having to trust these people that were working there. And I did trust them at the core. I knew, nobody else was getting hurt and everyone was confident and okay with it. And anyone else had done the trapeze before me seemed like they had a blast. But I was not expecting the physical feeling of standing on that platform and having to literally reach out and grab this bar where I was on like a 45-degree angle leaning out over this platform 23 feet in the air. And my body just physically was like, oh my gosh, terrified. And then I had to I was up there and I was like, holy crap, like, I don't know what I signed up for. And like, we had instruction, but when you're up there, it's a whole new ball game. So I'm like holding onto these bars, realizing that I'm about to jump off a platform, swing through the air, swing my legs up onto this bar and do all this like routine. I mean, they literally give you like this little routine to do. And you're just thinking, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can do this. But I just said, well, here I am. I'm just going to have to do it and trust. And I did it, and it was great. And it was just physically one of the most exhilarating things I'd ever done. And again, it was like this great lesson in conquering fears, going into the unknown, being prepared for you might not feel the way you think you're going to feel about it once you're there. It was all these different things that were going through my mind about it. And I don't know, those type of moments, whether they're the small moments that I had today or the bigger moments that I had while I was doing the trapeze, they're just such great reminders of the rest of our lives. And giving yourself the opportunity to be inspired and have reminders is also great. That's another benefit of taking risks, is that they just keep it fresh in your mind. Whereas a lot of people that don't take risks, they're not going to even feel inspired because they're not doing anything that's challenging them. They're not trying something new and experiencing the unknown, and thus you're physically, mentally, emotionally not going to have the opportunity to reflect on it. And I just encourage all of you to do something. And like I said, it could just be so simple. Maybe you've already explored your neighborhood, but if that's the case, then get in the car or take a bus or do a road trip or something. Go somewhere that you have no idea about and just explore it and see what happens. And you will be amazed at all of the amazing emotions and inspiration that you'll feel as a result. Well, I would love to hear if you have any similar stories happen to you recently or in the past in your life, and any sort of mental or physical, realistic roadblocks that have gotten in your way, and how you plan to overcome them or go around them. And it could be something that, I don't know. I just want to hear. I want to hear whatever your thoughts, your reflections, what you take away from this conversation. Thank you so much, as always, for watching and being so supportive of my little journal-style videos. And don't forget to check out the main Eco Vegan Gal channel for a little more professional and educational style videos. I will see you in the next one. Bye.